Does the IRS have a Where's My ERC Refund website? Not that I'm aware of. I don't think they have this. I don't think they're going to build this. The best way that you can find out what's going on with an ERC claim is to call them directly, but I can tell you in advance basically what they tend to say. So the first thing is when a claim comes into them, it goes into scanning, and then the return gets scanned and it gets logged to the account under the EIN as waiting to be processed. And so for most of the time, if the claim is unprocessed, that's the only status that they'll be able to see. They'll be able to let you know if it's been assigned to someone for processing. But at this point, given that this is after the moratorium announcement, we really have no timeline expectation on when things are going to be processed. Now, if a claim has been processed for a quarter when you call in, they will be able to tell you if the claim has been escalated to a second inspection. They'll also be able to tell you if the claim has been processed, and if there was a problem with it, they'll be able to give you details on the notice that was issued and what was contained in the notice and what were the findings there if there was a problem with it. If there was no problem with the claim, then the claim will get processed, and then they'll have a check issue date, and they'll be able to tell you when the check was issued. They'll also be able to tell you where the check was routed to. And this is for each of the quarters that a submission is done. So you would have to ask for each of the quarters. Now, for tax professionals that are helping clients with this, you'll need to have a power of attorney on file that specifically calls out the payroll tax returns and the time periods of 20 and 21 that you're allowed to discuss the account. You'll need to have that. It's a Form 2848 power of attorney with the IRS. And in order to have that, you need to be a CPA, an EA, or a lawyer to have that. And that can be helpful if you get those in advance. Now, if you don't have it already filed online with the IRS, you'll need to be able to fax it to the agent when you talk to them. You can also utilize the IRS practitioner priority hotline. You can just Google that for the number there. That's a special line for tax professionals to be able to use that. Now, hold times right now are really long. And basically, in my practical experience, the only really way to know what's going on is to call in, and they really can't give you any more. Typically, if it's unprocessed, the only thing that they can really tell you is that, yes, they do have a return on file waiting to be processed. But until it goes through that processing, they won't be able to give you any more information. And then the last couple, I've been on the phone with them for a couple hours today. Basically, at this point, because of the moratorium, they're not currently, as of the timing of this recording, able to really give out timelines on when they expect things to be processed. Now, if you have something where there was an IRS error on a really old claim that was filed, you can get the taxpayer advocate involved, and you can just Google that as well, which is an outside agency that helps work with the IRS. You might want to contact the taxpayer advocate to get involved if something's been seriously messed up on the IRS side. But for the most part, we're just seeing that claims have been pretty delayed, and then with the moratorium, they're going to continue to be very delayed, even if they were in processing before the moratorium announcement.